Kia ora students. Okay, here we are ready to write our explanation. So we've done our introduction. Remember, pause and write that down if you haven't already. Now here's our first paragraph. We've already done our point and our example, so we're up to that middle sentence there. This shows that Andy is a defensive and angry young boy. That's your explanation. So now let's look at how I actually came up with that. Okay. The point of an explanation, the purpose of it, is all about making things really clear for your reader. It's about giving your reader a chance to just catch up and actually put everything together. Remember, you've got to imagine that they've never ever seen the film or read the book that you're writing about and have no idea what you're going on about. When you feel stuck, a great way to start your explanation is with the phrase, "this shows." Later, you can actually delete that and the sentence ought to make complete sense without that phrase, but it's a great sentence starter. It's like a crutch for when you're feeling a little bit uncertain. So the purpose of our explanation is to connect our point in our example. At this stage, we've just got two sentences that are kind of floating and don't really work together, but our explanation, it's kind of like the equal sign in a equation. You have to actually tell us what this adds up to. Okay, so let's have a look at how I got there. Remember, we started off with that very simple point: facial expressions show that Andy is really angry. Our explanation takes the example and point and spells out what this means, like that equal sign. So this is an example I often use with students. If I were writing a paragraph about being hungry, this is how it would look. I am hungry. My tummy is rumbling. This shows that my stomach is empty. So, and remember, if you took out that this shows that, you would just say, my stomach is empty. My stomach is empty is just another way of saying, I am hungry. And it also talks about, it references the fact that my tummy is rumbling. It's rumbling because it is empty. So that's a really good way of thinking about your explanations. If you ever struggle with it, if you're in the exam and you can't remember what the point of an explanation is and you can't remember what to put, just think about my I am hungry essay. No. Paragraph. Hopefully it won't make you hungry. Okay, so the fact that Andy makes this horrible face, you then can say, this shows that Andy is a defensive and angry young boy. So that phrase there in blue, defensive and angry young boy, that is where I am spelling it out. That is the equivalent of saying my stomach is empty. I'm rewording my point, really. I'm taking that point about him being angry and I'm just developing it a little bit. Okay, so it does three things. Reminds the reader of your point, so important. It rewords the point, very important. It keeps you focused and it makes things very clear for the reader. A key part of explanations, of good explanations, is that it stays on track and it talks about the question at hand and doesn't go off and wander off topic. Bad explanations will do that. Like it would go like this: I am hungry, my tummy is rumbling. This shows that, now I can't think of an example. This shows that I've exercised too much. That doesn't really stick to the point, okay? All right. So this is all of it together: point, example, explanation. Feel free to copy that down. Congratulations, I got you a beautiful bunch of flowers. Oh, looks like it's been Instagrammed with a beautiful filter. Now it's time to write your own, dope explanation, that should say. Remember, pause, rewind, fast forward, write down notes, and ask me questions, give me feedback. Rewatch this if that was too fast. I'm trying to make things faster because people have been complaining that it's too slow. Okay. Now go and write your own explanation before you forget everything that I just taught you. Well done.